Right, what is going on, y'all? This is some Esper midrange with some dungeons as well. We've got the Triumphant Adventurer buffed in Alchemy, so it's much better with the 2 power, then it's very, very hard to block. And some Nadars, just some good, cheap value creatures that get the cards churning for our late game and to stop us from running out of gas and to keep attacking so we can trigger things like Kaido and Wedding Announcement to keep drawing cards. Also have some precipitous drops as some removal here. Adventures when it comes in. Sometimes it just downsizes something enough for you to attack in, and that's fine, because that's what we want to do. And sometimes this will remove their up to 5 toughness creature, so fairly flexible here. And once we get these down, we do finish the dungeons fairly quickly. Have some Painful Bonds, new card from Alchemy, just to draw a couple cards, keep us in the game. Bunch of removal. We're playing black, so we're playing Meathook Massacre. Also have some Wandering Emperors because we're playing white. City Stalkers because we're playing black. Just good all-around cards. It's kind of mostly a Wedding Announcement deck, to be honest. This just really shows up in a lot of the games. And then Lisa is the surprise superstar here. 5 mana, 4/5, flying and lifelink. The rest of the text probably doesn't matter. It's mostly just giant thing that's mostly uninteractable that gains a whole bunch of life and keeps you from dying and kills your opponent fairly quickly. It does exile your opponent's creatures when they die, which is a bit of a non-boat with your own Meathook Massacre, because then you don't gain life, but also shuts down all of their death triggers and all that, and if your creatures would die, returns to your hand, though if you're playing Lisa most of the time, they're going to kill Lisa before they kill any of your other creatures, so I find that that line of text doesn't come up that often, but still this card was very impressive here. 24 lands plus 2 Hager Maulings, so we don't miss our land drops, and yeah, let's go try it out. Yeah, it should be okay. We can play Adventure on 2 and other stuff afterwards. This on white, looking for land probably here. Okay, mono white definitely did not want that Orvar. And Wedding Announcement next turn is probably a good defensive move here. Not taking this trade, obviously. Alright, next up play for turn, I'm pretty happy. Meathook will be good later on. Yeah, I think we can just draw lands for a few turns here. Do want to get to 5 so we can play Lisa. They might have Adeline, so we might need Meathook on 6. 1/1 should at least hold back their Usher from attacking. If this takes my adventure, I'll just Meathook for 2 here and be happy. This doesn't really matter. For Meathooking, it comes out to the same. We would deal 1 damage to them if I didn't block, I suppose. Yeah, then we should be fairly far ahead. Opponent's up on cards a bit, but we have 2 tokens. Meathook can play 20 life against what is almost certainly the more aggressive deck here. Classic Skyclave into Cathar combo. Another Meathook will be nice for later. Play this out on blue, so we can play Kaido later. Don't think we need that. We can Painful Bond this turn and chill. Should have remembered Knight. Needed to cast Painful Bond that turn. Be a little annoying if they can flip back and take a token here, but not the end of the world. I'm gonna go ahead and draw here. There's the Vanishing Burst. Do we want to use it on Cathar and take 3? Probably not. We want to use it on the Adeline here. Also, probably not. We're just holding it for a more opportune time. We can just play Lisa here, and we should be chillin'. 5/6 blocks their Cathar for quite a while. If they put it under another one, we have 2 Vanishing Bursts to get her back. Some Gold Sentinels, whatever. And they still don't have any good attacks. They do flip this Cathar back. Just all the Vanishing Bursts, huh? I don't really want them to flip their Cathar again, so I'm going to go ahead and exile Adeline here. Maybe they'll attack into a verse and we get to clean everything up. Maybe I'm just supposed to forget about the tokens and Meat Hook here. But I still don't think we have to. As long as we have Lisa on board, we can't really lose, and Verse gets that back easier. Okay. Can I exile this? They should be suspicious from seeing the other one last turn, and it not being on the Cathar that gets my giant angel back. So we block here and here. Gain a whole bunch of life. Oh, this is on blue, right? Sure. Take my other wedding announcement here. Taking that one. Okay, that's nice. I can still get cards out of this one. I'll have my angel back, please. Should probably power up the hive there instead of attacking with the 1/1s, right? Yeah. I've already drawn pretty much all my instant speed interaction. But the hive can block, it's fine. Throwing Emperor is annoying, but we can tack it down if it kills Lisa.
You started this fight, but you're done.
Take that out. Be nice if I could draw one of my own planeswalkers here. But hardly necessary. We are double their life. They have a reasonably good card for the late game here, but attacking with their 2/2 this turn is not going to do much. We still just have the option to Meat Hook all their stuff and go to 3/3 back. Which looks like the play here. 4/4 actually. Could have attacked with the hive here if I tapped more carefully, but holding up Agrimulling should be fine. Another one, that's a little annoying. Still doesn't attack very well into my 4/4. Not using the Haggard Mauling on a 3-1 here. They might have more valuable creatures. With ours, perhaps, though we've already seen a fair number of those. Interesting that they tap down the things that are of 0 consequence rather than the lands, but oh well. So take their last card and still stonewall their 3-1s. Am I supposed to start attacking? I think I can attack with the 4/4 token. 5 is probably a bit more valuable. Sure. $29-10. Opponent's really holding on for dear life here. Portable Hole. Taking my blood token. The meat hook. Yeah, you got it. You still don't have any good attacks. We can attack back for 8 here. And if they pull a cheeky double block, we can Mauling, and if they don't, we can Wedding Announcement. See where they want to block. This might get the concession out of them. No? We're still going. Okay. Not sure what they think their outs are at this point. But that was not one of them. Alright. Yeah, this is fine. No blue source for Kaido, but we have another good 3-drop. Opponent on blue-white something here. Blue-white mid-range? Question mark. Might drop this next turn. I don't see any harm in getting the Adventurer down first. If they remove it, they'll remove it later. If they don't remove it, we get to start attacking and venturing earlier. They're on some Bant. Okay, no blocks. There's a blue source. See if we can attack here. Not sure I'm going to go for Kaido into open mana here. It's probably... Well, drop at least plays around Dwari Disruption. We have 2 more lands, don't really need another one here. Especially one that's not white. Need a second white source if we draw Wanderers. Yeah, let's play cautious into the open mana here. Just try and kill this around a Dwari. On 7. Sure. There's a Wandering Emperor. Kill my Adventurer. Very sad.
I am the Bant Control, and I will protect my people.
We get the city stock around. Get our own value. Excuse me. That is something to watch out for.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Right, verse is nice, can take out the Wandering Emperor. Or we can verse the Sash, drop the dog, and attack down the Wandering Emperor. Seems better. Hopefully they don't have a Fading Hope or something. I'm just gonna exile my graveyard. Sure. A 1/1 or a treasure? Probably the treasure. If we draw land, we can play both 3-drops. If we don't, we can play Lisa.
I guess that's it then.
I just need them to not top deck Brilliant Restoration. The Wandering Emperor is pretty good.
Run away. Waiting safer. You're done.
Running out Lisa into a possible unsummon feels real bad here. I think it's Nadar instead. Gets value even if they have the unsummon, which it looks like they do. Something to target a creature anyway. I'd be surprised if they use it here, if they're 1 land away from playing the turtle. Assuming that's the only unsummon effect they play.
Years of training. For this, let your blade do the talking.
Interesting that they'd sack it for the 2/2 there. Might be another Wandering Emperor. We still get a card off this Nadar attack though, and then we can get Kaido down without any trouble. Now if they try to do the Wanderer trick, we can kill their 2/2. No Wanderer. Can I play a Planeswalker? Can. And draw a card.
I could sneak right by, but I'm itching.
I own Emperor, sure.
Don't know.
We are a little short on lands to not be playing out this mauling. I think we go for it. And getting this down here is tempting, but we could also need the second white source for these. I guess we could make a treasure if we have both of these down. Seems unlikely they would play Doomscar, but all sorts of people play Doomscar in all sorts of decks. I'm expecting this is like Starnheim or something. Alright, they still need another land to do that, right? Tap land. Alright, they play Doomscar. That sucks. What all are they getting back here? Just 2 turtles and a dog? I guess that's fine. There's another white source. We can untap it and get a threat down. And the Wandering Emperor means we could attack in with Lisa. So we'll go for that. And I like the cards in my hand, so we'll make an unblockable here.
I got someone on the inside who can help.
Right, turtles have 5 toughness. Yeah. That is rough. Okay. See if we can find another white source instead of these emperors.
Now, what do we have here?
Into the second sweeper, we're probably in a rough spot.
I hope you're ready to lose. Guards, to me!
We do have meat hooks in the deck, so we're not out of it. We have an extra draw, or an extra couple draws at it here, between Kaido and this blood token. And we need all our mana next turn to cast it, so I'm going to go ahead and use the blood token now. Guess we can attack first. This 2/2 is not doing anything meaningful. So we can get a straight draw off Kaido.
Now
Not
this
quite.
is a juicy
Gets the last card out of their hands, though. And can continue to help us find the massacre. We're not dead quite yet. Sure. I think we can play this out, flash in the Emperor if they kill our other one.
I'm never done for good.
And we can exile one of these turtles next turn.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming. I have got new moves to teach you.
Now, one of these... Sure.
This is what you get for hurting my people.
And we're not blocking meaningfully. They can block with their Cave of the Frost Dragon, so we're not going to attack with the 3/3 token. If they want to trade their land for a City Stalker, sure. I don't think the City Stalker's doing anything meaningful here. We could kill the land with the Aganjo. But I think I'd rather loot the Aganjo for something better.
Try not to miss me.
We have the Hive down. We can also start exiling their goodies from the graveyard, since we know they're on Brilliant Restoration. We have completed a dungeon, right? Let's see, can I see that anywhere on... Yes, we have completed a dungeon, so this kills the turtle. Looks like we're going long here, so let's go over here. Shump probably means they have another Brilliant Restoration. They're not playing discard, so I guess we'll play this out as a 3/3. Mirror Shell, sure. Alright, yeah. Well, land's Meat Hook and we're still in it. Give it one drop. Alright, because we can Meat Hook this for 7. I haven't seen nearly as much black-red discard as I expected. Orvar should probably come out here. Okay. Fairly slow, but Precipitous Drop can catch us up a little bit. If Orvar is not good here, I will cut it for the next match. I know, very good statistical basis for making decisions. Alright, that could be Rakdos. Could be any number of other things, though. If they're not Rakdos, there's a pretty good chance they play a 2-drop creature. Alright, they are Rakdos. Plunder me. Dragons, huh? Okay. Guess we'll draw some cards here. No, that's 3-4 life on the hand. It's pretty rough for the Painful Bond. So I want to use my mana, though. If they play this Whelp, we can drop it, at least. Have something to do next turn. Dragons is not a matchup where you really want to pay life when it's not necessary, but Wandering Emperor and Lisa can catch us up in the life game. Unless they make one of their dragons into larger than a 4/4 with Kalane. Interesting question, whether we kill the Whelp or the Kalane. How many dragons can they have left in their hands? Probably not more than 2. Alright, that's a lot of life. We're definitely killing one of these. I think it's the Whelp, but mana's just too good. If they make a 5/5, we can kill it with the Emperor. Have plenty of land for the moment. Careful taps because Kalane interface is annoying. It's a lot of non-dragon cards. Curious. City Stalker is pretty bad into Florian, as it does not block effectively, so I think this is a Wandering Emperor turn, especially with the second one drawn. So, 4 mana, no plays, 7 cards in hand, so unlucky. Here we go. Probably have second Florian. This is still the play though, since we have second Emperor.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you. You are not much of a roadblock.
And if we untap with this Wandering Emperor, we have some choices on what creature we would like to play. They are playing black, so they might have hard removal for Lisa. That might be power word kill, in which case Lisa is immune. And we also have second Lisa, so if they're going to kill the first one, we probably want to get that over with so we can get the second one out. There's also an argument to be made for getting the City Stalker down before they use all the cards in their hand. See if they play something with flying here. That will make a big difference. And of course, whatever creature we play, we will put a counter on, as long as the Emperor survives. Opponent has a difficult decision, apparently. Looks like a dragon. Well, yeah, Predator, sure. Into the flyer. Of course, I think we want to play Lisa. Otherwise, the Predator starts doing a lot to us. Try and put a counter here to get around damage removal. And just gain more life.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Big life-linking Angel is kind of good most of the time. Attack anyway. Easy block with the second Lisa in hand. If they want to 2-for-1 themselves to kill this one, that's perfectly fine by me. Exiles, by the way, because of Lisa. Well, you have a Dragon's Fire or something. If they can't remove Lisa right now, we're probably done here. So I guess if they have a damage spell, they have to choose if they want to hit Lisa or the Emperor. Ah, they hit both. Okay.
Our swords will cross again.
I think we just play the second Emperor and get this off the field. Though if we do that now, they just attack it with a creature land, and then we're up one card, but otherwise not in a great spot, so I think we'll flash it in again. Lisa here doesn't block the Predator anymore, as it attacks and becomes a 5/5. We're at 24 life. If they attack my face with creature land, we're fine. They play white, yes. We knew that already. Mardu dragons. Might have to be afraid of a lore hold here. That's not a lore hold. Okay. We'll get to draw a card or two. Just one. Okay. Of course, they can find another dragon off their orb. Sure. And here we go. -1, +2, everything's fine.
Anyone who harms my people must
Go
contend
away.
with me. My judgment is final.
Aggro mauling, huh? And still at 3, even though they have 6 lands. Actually 0 basics so far on the board. Love to see that. Already have 2 blue sources, so this can be black. So we City Stalker here. And then we can plus our Wandering Emperor and then kill the Moonveil. We don't want to kill the Moonveil before plussing the Emperor, of course, because they could kill it with the Death Trigger.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Do this before they get to cast any more spells. Well, that is a good one. Not sure we can beat that.
You should be scared.
That is very unfortunate. How do we deal with Tiamat? We don't really. We already used 2 Wandering Emperors. We have 1 more left. Another Haggard Mauling. Verse doesn't work. Drop doesn't work. Theoretically, Meat Hook for 7. We need 2 more lands for that. 1 more land for that. I think seeing that Meat Hook for 7 as an out, we're better off playing the land and getting rid of the Orbar here. City Stalker is not doing much. Let's attack. At least with Lisa as a 5/6, we can block all their other dragons, including Lorehold. This is a rather greedy dragon stack. One might say. Have we seen any non-creature spells from them? We've seen Shatter Skull. So far, no instants and sorceries that Lorehold can cast. So don't think I am afraid of this attack. I'll just eat the Lorehold. Unless they miraculously hit a Dragon's Fire, and then we're probably dead. Wonder how many Tiamats they play. Guess they've seen like half their deck, since this goes through quite a few. Alright, come on, let's get going here. Okay. Yeah, you probably want to kill the Wandering Emperor. If I get Lisa up to a 7/8, you no longer have much you can do. Alright, you got me. A little bit slow, but functional. On the play, I think we take anything functional. Tapped land is a little better, then we can Painful Bond next turn. I agree, huh? Well, City Stalkers should be reasonable there. Meanwhich, of course, is also reasonable. Well, Nadar means their 2/2 doesn't have a good attack, and threatens to attack them back. Whereas Wedding Announcement just says we're going to chump for a while. I think we can go for Nadar here. Untapped land here would be lovely. Guess I'll take a Precipitous Drop, though. They have a Blizzard roll already, of course. Well, that is a card that you can play. Everyone I know came to the conclusion that it was bad about a week after Call Time released, but it is a card you can play. Play this on white and get rid of their only creature, and we should be okay. We have enough 4-drops. Let's find some more lands. We are somewhat stuck on mana, so we'll get a treasure here. Can play a 3-drop for free here. They do not. Do they have a 4-drop? No. Sure. All 4 City Stalkers. Love it. Just get some of them down while they still have cards in hand. They have a 6-drop. Okay. Scry's at the top this time. May have been the land. Ranger class. Are neither of these castable spells? Okay. I do it again. This time they have a choice. We have that and another 2-drop. Right. I think I'm chilling on my Death Touch blocker. We can get in here. I'm perfectly happy with this trade. Okay, so far there, In Search of Greatness has got one meaningful scry in. Toski in a Meat Hook Massacre world? Sure. I think I'll blood away one of these City Stalkers, try and find all the land. Nice. Get that out of here. Find their 6th land and have no further plays. Sure. Banishing Verse is mighty promising. Can take out their Ranger class here. They might have a Tamiyo safekeeping. I think I'm playing the City Stalker out just to play around that. Let them have one more turn to theoretically play off the top of their deck. I'm not sure what else would give them priority here. Maybe they're just bluffing me. Or no, we can use the treasure here. They have an inscription. Alright. Yeah, let's get this off before they can go off. That should probably lock us up. Yeah, got him. On the draw, I think I'm okay with 2-lander with an Adventurer. On 26 total lands, should be a good chance to find one. There it is. Now we have the Adventurer into Kaido, which could be beautiful. If they kill the Adventurer, we will play Nadar instead. Now they get to see my creatures. Sure. Haven't seen this card much since it was released. No idea what our opponent is up to here. Some Boros Artifacts synergies. Sure, so make a 3/1, draw a card. Into their 3/1s, I'm actually pretty tempted to play with a Wedding Announcement, as it makes a lot of blockers for those. Scry here, don't think I want that. Rather play defensively, they seem pretty aggressive. See if they can get their 3/1s through this. Then once we're not taking damage at such a rate, we can get Kaido down and start drawing cards. Another bounty. I have not drawn another creature. Anti-agent. So I can probably say legendary permanent that's an artifact, creature, or enchantment. So that can kill Nadar, which is a little annoying. You can burst it to stop that, though. Not seen this one ever, I think. Guess that's from the newest release. I want to play Kaido here either way, so I think we're okay with that. Let's make some more blockers. We have the Anthem coming. So the ones will get better.
You'll never see me coming.
Sure.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
Also, I think I'm fairly happy trading 2 tokens for either one of these. Third Slayer's Bounty. First time. Oh, is this in the spellbook for Slayer's Bounty? Did I miss it on the first one? Yes. Yeah, so that's where that came from. It was not released to Alchemy. Do I want to take out the smelter? I don't think so. I think I'm okay just preventing damage here. See what we get up our dungeon. The 1/1 counter here so they can't double block me. Then see what we get up our Kaido draw. If we get an untapped white source, we can play Nadar and burst their removal spell.
I know something you don't
See, I don't think this is untapped. Oh, it is. Okay. So now we get 2 anthems. Yes, that is instant speed, isn't it? Whoops. Well, we'll play the other adventurer. It's fine. Yep. Most of these effects that have been printed recently are sorcery speed, like Blood Tithe Harvester, for example. Sure. Still drew a card. It's fine. Now we are very much ahead on board. I think we're okay being the beatdown here. Seal away, gets rid of the bigger one, sure. Can burst their seal away. Make another 3/1. I'm still pretty convinced that we're favored as this goes long, so I'm going to block the 3/1 if they attack with it. Attack with a smelter, too. Okay. Fine by me. So here we just City Stalker, hold Vanishing Verse, probably. See what our dungeon and draw gets us. I think we're just going back in here. We don't want to go too long. Oh, gaining life. They might... I think the way we lose this is by them cheesing me out by 1 or 2 points, so let's gain the life here. Draw a card.
Now, what do we have here?
City Stalker. One of your finest cards, please. Your own City Stalker. Sure. Another Smith. Fine. Doesn't matter how big these things get. They're exactly as good against Death Touch. Right, I have no more legendary things, so that is also fine. I think I'm forcing their seal away here. Yeah, that'll do it. Bye-bye. Yeah, that'll do. Nice curve. Looks like mono green would be reasonable for us. Of course, we prefer to be on the play. On the draw here, might just trade off the adventurer if they offer it. Maybe they'll just brawl me. Looks like that's it. Maybe they're just reading it. And with double wedding announcement, we should be able to stall the game pretty effectively. Pack leader draws a card each turn, which is generally quite a bit better than venturing once each turn. Let's see, Kaido draws a card each turn. I think we're okay to Kaido here. Take 5. Then we can City Stalker next turn.
There are many secrets I don't know. Our eyes are everywhere.
Oddity. That is quite good. We have enough lands. I think I'll keep the 1/1 as a blocker for this turn. Leave one of the lands away.
I know something you don't know.
City Stalker at least can block one of these. So whatever cards in their hand, they have the same mana value. 3 drops, huh? I came to the conclusion that this card was not terribly good in mono green. Lotus Cobra level rather than playing their other 3 drop. Okay. Oh, we definitely want to kill this. Guess let's just preserve our life total here. That is pretty good. Right, none of the 3 drops are removal spells.
Now this is a
Probably not getting to the 3rd wedding announcement, especially if we don't have the 6th land. Yep, that's the other 3 drop, that's fine. Which that they can power up to a 5/5 when it attacks. So it will be able to attack through the Lisa. Let's get these down and drop off the other land, I think.
I know something you don't know.
Lisa here still holds back all their other attacks, though. No need to attack. They've got all sorts of 3 drops here. So now if they hit me in the face with their old growth troll, they get a basic. Also gives these trample, which is not irrelevant against all my 1/1s. But with these winning announcements popping off, we should be okay as the game goes longer. Come on, opponent. If you like to power up your face, will save him. I believe that's their only play. All in, huh? Not sure about that. I think I hold this one. So we kill that, take 8, gain 4. We end up at 3. Okay. We get a couple lands. I've not ventured into the dungeon yet, so precipitous drop not terribly good. Although, turning that troll back down so we can block it with Lisa has a lot of value, I think. Let's try to something relevant here. Sure. And with that, I'll just draw that with Kaido rather than make a 1/1.
Now, what do we have here?
And pass. If we can get these winning announcements to flip over, I think we've won. So I just need to survive one more turn. Which I think we should be able to do. We don't have any good attacks into Lisa here. We'll see if they can pop off with their Ranger class. Doesn't look like it. Well, none of these are doing anything at the moment. I think we can hold our removal spell. These turn into 3/3s, so their attacks become pretty bad next turn. So I'm going to go ahead and attack with Lisa here, so we get to straight draw. Not going to attack. I need to make sure we're still gaining the life.
There's no
Dar's
secret
nice.
I can't uncover.
Make another 3/3. Play this out so we still have mauling available, and we'll pass. And now I think we're unassailable. Unless they get incredibly lucky off this Ranger class. We got him. And back to go over the deck. This felt pretty sweet. My overall record so far is 10-4, so very good win rate so far. It feels a lot better when you have one of these to play early, especially the Triumphant Adventurer. Then you can really just start running away with the game, unless they have direct removal for it, which dodges Vanishing Verse, so some of the removal in the format doesn't really get it. Of course, all the damage base does, but still very strong early play if they can't stop it. Then followed up by Kaido, then you're just drawing extra cards and getting extra value every single turn. It's pretty phenomenal. Lisa, as I mentioned in the intro, definitely a standout here. Maybe you don't want to craft this card, but it was very phenomenal in this deck. Definitely worth it, in my opinion. And all the other cards that are just good, we already know that. The 3 colors wasn't really an issue. Yeah, this was pretty good. I had fun. Thanks for watching.